And welcome back to Coast. George Noory back with you, along with our special guest, Uri Geller. Uri's website linked up at coasttocoastam.com. It is his name, and you'll find there some documentaries on his homepage, A Life Stranger Than Fiction, the BBC's recent The Secret Life of Uri Geller, and there are others as well. Uri, they have looked at you, poked, prodded to try to see what you do, and you keep coming up perfect.
Just to complete the story about Edgar Mitchell, the sixth man to walk on the moon, when Mossad didn't know what to do with me and how to discover or experiment with my powers, they basically called the CIA. They were very interested in me because they were concerned and worried that there are Russian psychics who have the kind of similar powers. So they got me out to America, straight to Palo Alto, to Stanford Research Institute, and they studied me. And one of the experimenters, one of the scientists who was involved was Ed Mitchell. And I befriended Ed Mitchell for years. We were very close. And he was a huge, huge believer in UFOs, extraterrestrial visitations to our planet. And he told me stories that just, I got goosebumps when I heard the amazing, amazing experiences he went through. So that was my connection with Ed Mitchell. You know that, George, most people out there worldwide have paranormal beliefs. And it's actually incredible that close to 76, 77% of all Americans believe in at least one paranormal phenomenon. They believe in lost civilizations, alien encounters, telekinesis, even fortune-telling, Bigfoot, haunting spirits, and so on. It's incredible. I mean, I can break down the paranormal beliefs. It's like 58% believe in spirits, ancient advanced civilizations. 57% people believe that aliens have visited Earth in our ancient past. 41%, and it goes on and on. Even aliens have come to Earth in modern times. 35% of all Americans believe that. So it's incredible. I'm a huge believer in extraterrestrial life. I mean, let's face it, if there was no life out there, then what a waste of space. So no doubt in my mind that we're being visited. Now, some of the emails that I get about the coronavirus are really incredible because some people think that it's an invasion from outer space. I'm sure you heard that. But you read out my Instagram report before.
Was that pretty accurate?
Yeah, because I get inside information from intelligence sources, and I'm about to roll out to you a theory that I have that comes very close to what other scientists believe about China. I mean, look, if you look at the coronavirus, you will find lots of antennas on the sphere. Did you cover this fact or not yet?
No, not in depth like that. We haven't basically looked at it under the microscope like you're going to do for us.
Let me tell you what I believe, or a theory out there. So let me start again. So with a microscope, if you look at the coronavirus, you will find lots of antennas on the sphere. Now, the question must be asked, could it be that the virus was developed in a programmable, this is the powerful word, programmable way, and thus always stays in contact with a manufacturer? It could be almost as a mini chip, as a nanochip. It could be commanded.
Interesting.
This is very powerful, what I'm saying. This virus can be commanded via, quantum entanglement. This very simply could be quite possible. Now, the people who are behind this, these guys are genius, and they feel superior to the rest of the world, which is probably true. I mean, if the virus was unintentionally put into circulation, George, it can still be used for what it was designed for, taking the opportunity and that, you hit the economics first and then the political global power,
Yeah.
also to prove the superiority of their own system. Our economy may collapse, and then the savior is already here. So this is something very interesting to think about, that maybe someone is controlling this virus. Now, I don't want to add more fire onto the conspiracy theories and so on, but I just put out there something that is actually possible because we are beginning to discover more and more about quantum mechanics and quantum entanglement. What do you think about what I just said?
I think that theory is as palatable as any of the others. I, too, Uri, believe that it was made in a lab. My belief system was because there is a viral lab in Wuhan where this virus started. What are the odds of that happening? I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
What I had also heard was that someone at the lab where they were testing snakes and bats and injecting them with this virus sold those animals to the market, and the poor people in China bought them and ate them.
Well, I think that there's a slight change, in my opinion, to what you just said. I think let's look at it in a bigger and more powerful way. I think that there are definitely some labs near Wuhan that deal with bacteriological warfare, and my scenario and my contacts tell me it doesn't matter how the person was infected, whether through food, bats, but someone was infected or a few people were infected. Now, Iran, they have their dark underground intelligence services who want to destroy Israel and many other
Right.
Arab countries in the Middle East. They wanted to acquire bacteriological warfare viruses. So China sent one person who was already infected to Tehran, but they sent that person through Milano, through Italy. The person got out of the plane, infected many people in the airport, got on the plane, flew to Tehran, got off the plane, infected more people on the way to his hotel. Whether he had the flasks in his hand there or whether it was taken from him by government officials in the airport, who knows? But this explains, at least to me, why this is so strong in China, Italy, and Iran.
That's right. And Spain, too.
Yes, how it got into Spain, I have another theory. But this is the overall kind of explanation that I have at hand now. Obviously, I could be wrong, of course, George, but this is what is available out there for me to take very seriously because it comes from very credible people. Now, did you hear about the phones in China that disappeared or not?
No, I haven't heard that.
Well, let me reveal something else to you. I don't know even how to start this, but the official count from China is around 3,500 fatalities from 81,000 or more infections as of last week. But some people tell me that, this is a noted troubling disappearance of some 21 million cell phone accounts in China over the past 3 months. This is an unprecedented decline that hints at more fatalities than Beijing is prepared to admit. Do you understand where I'm getting?
Oh, so what you're saying is the death rate is tremendously higher in China.
Well, according to these phone numbers that simply disappeared. Now, I really hope that this information I'm getting from, again, credible sources, But this is very easy actually to find for NSA, the National Security Agency in America, based in America, which is basically a huge listening station worldwide, where they eavesdrop on everyone and anything. And I have some very interesting story to tell you about NSA. So they probably know about the disappearance of so many millions of phones. And there are even, I think there is one video out there where you see tens of thousands of phones being swept away by tractors and
that's weird.
Into powder. So, because look, 21 million phones, that's trucks full of telephones. So the question is, what on earth is going on? Are these really kind of loose conspiracy theories, or is there solid evidence to this? I believe that there is solid evidence, George.
And I think it's been going on, Uri, much longer than we thought, because I have a feeling everybody who probably had this probably thought they had a cold or the flu, and nobody really understood this virus because nobody knew about it. And so it's logical for you to say, oh, my gosh, I got the flu. And this may have been going on for months and months before we found out about it.
Yes, George. And you know that this telephone business, the disappearance of the phone, it should be stated at the outset that we should not be forced to read here, George, tea leaves to figure out what really happened in China. Those people, the Chinese, are telling us that, it started in America and an American brought it over to China. Especially in the virus epicenter of Hubei province and the city of Wuhan, where Chinese officials are currently making claims of 0 new infections. That's kind of no one seriously believes. I mean, George, come on. Do you believe that there is 0 infection in Wuhan? I mean, come on.
No, not after the outbreak. Not at all.
While more responsible governments issue troubling warnings of a second wave of infections, severe enough to prompt the reimposition of quarantine procedures.
Uri, we're going to take a break here. We're at the top of the hour already, but we've got one more hour to go with you, so we'll come back and do the experiment that you want to do, and also we'll take phone calls with our listeners. Uri Geller with us on Coast to Coast AM.